Sherman Alexie is a poet and a novelist who was born on the Spokane Indian Reservation in Wellpoint, Washington, then went on to get his BA in American Studies from Washington State University in Pullman. Lexi has won many awards, such as the National Book Award for Young People's Literature and Hemingway's citation for Best First Fiction. And he also has published 26 books, which includes The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, which won the National Book Award for Young People's Literature.
Okay, so basically what goes on in our story of The Absolute Diary of a Part-Time Indian, the main character, Junior, is a young Indian who lives on the reservation with his family, but he has a disability called hydrocephalus, which is like an excess in like spinal fluid or something like that. And because of his condition, he is often bullied, but his best friend protects him, or protects him as much as he can. He is 14, so he is going off to high school soon. But the high school he's going to is off of the reservation, and so he's surrounded by like a bunch of white kids. And because he's made friends from the kids in the school, the friends in the reservation feel betrayed on how well he's getting along there. So Junior eventually tries out for his high school's basketball team, and he makes it. And so when they have a game against his home friends, one of his best friend injures him, and because of that, his feelings get hurt, and he's feeling like betrayed and whatnot. And then after they had that basketball game, like a bunch of people died for like crazy. Like I believe like his grandma died, and then like his sister died, and then someone else had died. But they were all pretty close to Junior, and he didn't really know how to stop it and whatnot. But eventually, like time heals all wounds, so like he's slowly regaining that friendship from everyone.
Well, as far as themes go, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as themes, the first one was poverty and privilege. I felt like because there are a lot of main differences from life on the reservation and life in Riordan. I think I'm saying that right. Junior's family, their families on the reservation are poor, and Junior struggles with food, and he misses school and things like that just because his family doesn't have that much money. Oftentimes because of this. Junior also realizes that the privilege that accompanies the wealth and white skin of others, it doesn't always shield them from pain and problems that he also goes through. Going off of poverty and privilege as a theme, I think another one is racism. Junior isn't really celebrated by other people, especially Roger. Junior is often insulted, and using the term Indian, well, Roger uses the term Indian towards Junior, and he even uses the N-word as well. The racism that Junior deals with, and the racism that Junior and his tribe deal with, is personal, and it showcases the unconscious privilege and opportunity in neighboring communities. Junior notices that he participates in the same structures of prejudice as well as other people do, and it helps him understand that these biases can play a part in his life, and also like the way other people deal with him as well. And that's it for the theme.
To like claim this as a young adult novel, this was Alexie's first young adult novel. He claimed to have written it as a response response to pressure from kids and librarians to create something directed toward a younger audience. It began as a work of nonfiction, but quickly shifted into a semi-autobiographical novel. Then he writes this novel in like a new and engaging writing style, which kind of gets the young adults or students drawn to the book and wanting to read. That kind of like classifies it as a young adult novel too. It also involves humor that students around this age will relate to and find funny in parts of the book. And the topics discussed in the book are also topics that are like too advanced for younger readers, or like too raw for younger children. Some examples of those topics are like alcohol, poverty, sexuality, profanity, bullying, and violence. And that's kind of it to classify it as a young adult novel.
And I wanted to mention a common motive that I saw throughout the novel, which is alcoholism. A lot of the characters suffer from alcoholism, like Junior's dad, Arnold, as well as his friend Eugene. And alcoholism, in a way, is responsible for most of the tragedy that happens in the novel. Like, Eugene was shot in the face over the last sip of the bottle of wine. Junior's grandma was killed by a drunk driver, and Mary, his sister, suffocates in her trailer after her and her husband black out from binge drinking.
Okay. Anything you guys want to add to anything, or?
Do you guys feel that like the poverty contributes to like the alcoholism?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Takes a
Since
big,
like they don't know what to do, since they're like poor and whatnot, they feel like alcohol is a way to like relieve some like pressure or something.
And I also like heard that I know they put more like liquor stores and stores like that in poverty areas. I don't know, I forgot the reason really why, but I know that like they're more common, so I feel like it's easy access for them, and then it just makes it worse because they are in poverty, so they do want to drink it away, and then like it just makes it all worse.
I feel like alcohol is also something that like you don't have to buy, like you can easily get it from somebody else too.
Mhm.
That's like a factor too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then
also,
what was
like,
interesting too was,
book is like,
oh, sorry.
oh no, you're
Go
good.
ahead.
I'll go after you.
Okay. So what I noticed was that,
This book is.
oh my god. It's because it keeps lagging. Okay, go ahead, you first.
Okay, and then also I thought it was interesting how this book is challenged, like, greatly over the U.S. Like, a lot of libraries bring it, like, into their, like, challenged list, which I found interesting, because I feel like the topics being discussed is topics that, like, young adults should be, like, introduced to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just gonna mention
Okay,
how
done.
Mir refuses to let the past like define his future. So after like his sister's death, he promises that he won't go that route and waste his life drinking, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Since like this is a story about like in like American Indians and like reservations and whatnot, do you think it was like portrayed accurately enough? Like, because I know we were talking about that. What, like it was like right before spring break or something, 2 weeks ago. That we were talking about it. So do you guys think it was?
I read something how the author actually stated that only 75% of it was like accurate.
Mhm. Since he like was born on one and he came from one, he had more experience from it. But it's hard to say personally because like you don't know, like you haven't been through it, so you know it's
Yeah,
just
you're
like
right.
from facts, from what he said, like what you were saying about 75%. So you know.
I don't know.
Right. So is that good? Are we all good? Do you guys have anything
Yeah, I
else?
think so.
Yeah,
We're good.
All right, I'll end it right now.